Tom's view of the world. Here's Tom Trento.
Okay, we're here, ladies. I'm so used to saying ladies and gentlemen, but somebody the other day said, "You say ladies and gentlemen too much. Don't say that." What else? What else do you say?
Hi, kids. Gentlemen and ladies.
Gentlemen and ladies. I mean, how else do you you're talking to a bunch of people out there driving their automobiles. People watching here. How do you? You guys have been around a little longer than me. How do you,
Hi, kids.
Hi, kids. That's a good one. Okay. Is that it? 98. 98. That's the magic number, 98.
Which means what? Which means what?
Well, you're supposed to figure it out. Look,
It's a trick question. We've been doing this to people all day.
we'll make it easy. We started at 100. Then we went to 99. Now we're at 98.
Okay, so net 97 is next. That was my public school in Brooklyn. PS 97.
You must have been an educator.
I was a dummy.
You got to get them more in the shot there. Well, here's the deal. Hi, everybody. Tom Trento, TrentoVision.tv. What does that mean? That means if you go to the www, Trento, my name, Vision, Vision, you will have a gigantic pumpkin come in front of you. Mark was our pumpkin guy the other day, but he's just...
He was the great pumpkin.
Yes, just fixing the audio. And you can watch the insanity, because for the next few days, we're bringing a bunch of people in here, and we're going to pound away on the election in the state of Florida, the most not Ohio. Oh, what a stupid name. Ohio. It's Chinese or Japanese or something for hello, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from the original Shapiro. Ohio is an Indian name, isn't it? Isn't it Ohio?
I think it's Japanese for hello. It's a Japanese. That's it. He's got to get an on and off switch when he moves that thing. TrentoVision.tv. That actually means you can watch this stuff, and it is kind of interesting to watch. At least from where I sit, it's very interesting.
The old Ohio joke was, what's round on both ends and high in the middle?
Ohio.
TrentoVision.tv is apparently the English for you can watch it on television.
You can watch it on television, on your computer vision,
On your computer
and it's
vision.
my view of the world. And with these people involved, it's a bizarre world, bizarro world out there, folks. But and you can also obviously listen on our 50,000 watt station here in Boca Raton, WNN 1470. And we want you every morning, particularly Monday and Tuesday of next week, 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You got to listen to Brian Craig and Steve Kane, our good friends, and they are pounding Obama like he needs to be pounded. It's that simple. And I've said many times on this show that the office of the President of the United States is almost a sacred office in a real sense. In terms of the history of 236 years of this republic and the external and internal difficulties from a civil war to two world wars, to an extended war against the jihad, this country has excelled and demonstrated exceptionalism in its belief system, in its people, in its productivity, in its spiritual nature, in its capability. That is something to be honored, to be held in lofty esteem. This president, when he entered office, shortly after went to the Middle East and started apologizing for the work of two of the gentlemen in this room right now who served in World War II and in the Korea War and helped build this country the way it is, part of the greatest generation. In fact, two of these guys here, and you can see the head of one of them. If you can grab the other mark on the shot to grab both of those guys.
Yeah.
These guys starred in one of Congressman Alan West's commercials about veterans. But this president has taken America in 3.5 short years and taken it from a superpower that was either loved, not everybody loved us, but they feared us. In this brutal world we live in, you don't have to be loved, and you're not going to be loved by everyone, but you need to be feared by everyone, because if you're not, evil people are going to attack you and try to hurt you. And that's what's happened. That's where we are now. Therefore, I have no respect for the individual Barack Obama. I have tremendous respect for the office, which is why we're doing what we're doing, to maintain the majesty and beauty and sacredness of this office by removing an individual who has been committed from the earliest part of his writings, and he won't show us his university writings, to his policies and his actions now, notwithstanding his words, oh, America's great and I can do it. Forget about that. We've got to get this guy out 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock every morning. Brian Craig, who does a great job, and Steve Kane, obviously, a legend. Listen to them, then pick up with us 3 o'clock to... Everything okay there? Oh, I was picking up on that. That's what was happening. That was an open mic. That's why it was the echoing. I was wondering where that was coming from. We need an on-off switch on that. 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we'll be with you here. You're driving, holding your hand as you're driving on 995 or Military or wherever you are in Palm Beach County. So it's Activism Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We had in the first hour, who do we have in the first hour? We have Morty. That's who we had. You were here. You're still around. You have no life, do you?
This is it.
You're hanging here with us. I mean, come on. But you know what? You know the rule. The guests in the third hour buy dinner for the hosts and the team.
I think I hear my mother calling me.
It started today, is that it?
That's started today. Yes, it did.
It's a long-standing tradition that we just started now.
We're starting it right now. We had a couple of activists on telling us about voter fraud and all other issues that are going on. Second hour, we had our good friend Ted Seymour, who's an evangelical Christian, does a lot of missionary work, but is also one of the hardest working political activists I've ever seen in Palm Beach County for many, many years. And Danita was on telling us what we can do. But we saved the cream of the crop. Is that what you would say?
No, this is the dinner crowd.
Yes.
Dinner crowd.
This is the dinner crowd.
The
Yeah.
early birds.
We had everybody do a little warm up for you guys. You're the main act. You guys are the main act.
Could I jump in here?
Who are you and why are you here?
You know, I've heard that statement that we have to look up to the position of the President of the United States, and that's a pillar, an idle pillar that has to go. We've never experienced a president like this before, and we have to discard that theory that the presidency is an honor position that we have to sort of respect. We have to treat him as an ordinary human being. He's just the same as you and I, and he's an individual. Had he not run for senator in Illinois, what have you, we would not know who the guy is. We have to treat him as an ordinary individual. If we have to lambaste him, we will do that. If we have to call him names, we'll have to do that. And if we have to dispute his honesty and integrity and loyalty to this country, we have to do that. Forget about this business of respecting the office. We're not hitting the office at all. We're talking about the individual who sits on that seat.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, and kiddies, what you just heard came from a principal of a school in Brooklyn, New York.
No!
What?
South Bronx.
The Bronx. Oh, you were really in tough neighborhood. The South Bronx. Well,
Yeah.
how far from Yankee Stadium?
A couple of miles. I was on 169th and 3rd Avenue, and I have no idea how to get to Yankee Stadium from there because I just knew how to get home and go to the school.
Okay,
That's it.
Perfect. So you served as a teacher, as a principal up in the Bronx. Left that Jewish activist back then?
I was sort of, and I was vilified because I was in a district that was controlled by community control. And the president of the school board was a porter, a guy who swept the floors during the day, and he controlled literally tens of millions of dollars of federal, state, and city aid. And I lived through as being a Jew during that time because, unfortunately, there was bigotry in the South Bronx.
Mort, you got to go back a little bit. You're blocking the viewers from listening to your buddy there, your partner.
How's this?
Let's see. Well, Mark will tell you where to go.
A little bit more through the window, more.
Tell me where to go.
Keep
Mark.
backing
A
up.
little more. Can you get to Albuquerque?
I'm going to cut Tom out of the shot.
Yeah, take me out of the shot. They know what I look like. There you go.
Do you know the way to Santa Fe?
Yes. Yeah, I don't need to be in the shot. Everybody knows me, right? Sure. All right, so we haven't even said your name. Could you introduce your friend, please? What kind of friend are you?
I've never seen this man in my life. His name is Alan Bergstein, and he and I have been taking in each other's dirty laundry for several years, and each of us considers the other his older brother.
I'm glad you didn't say partners.
Thanks.
There, yes.
This is Alan Bergstein, and he's more than what he appears. Is that a fair statement?
That is absolutely fair.
You've never
Alan,
seen me without my clothes on, so.
Well, what do you have on now? What is that crazy shirt you have on?
It's a
It's got
shirt.
hearts and angles and things.
No, it's a shirt that Mort designed.
Okay, yeah, let the audience see your shirt. And for the radio folks, you don't even want to see the shirt, but go ahead. Oh, Mort designed this.
I don't know where to move.
But you got green sleeves coming out like it's St. Patrick's Day.
That's my long sleeve shirt.
You're offsetting
But Mort
colors.
designed the shirt for the Jewish outreach of Broward County, and it intimidates Jews because they look at the shirt. It says Republican Jews, not Heart Israel, but Jewish Star Israel, and they go berserk. And it works especially well on the lines, the voting lines in the morning, because I'm out at the Boca Raton City Hall at early voting. They see the sign. I keep well past the 10-foot barrier where I'm not supposed to contaminate the potential voters, and they yell at me, they curse at me, and scream at me, and I love it.
I want to get into that in detail because we'll explain what that means. But a little more by way of introduction to Alan. Many of you who follow the United West, Tom Trento, Trento Vision, all of that, you know we had a series of political debates starting in May 15th, I believe it was. 4 political debates. There were 2 Democrats who were liberals. Are there Democrats that aren't liberals? I don't know. 2 Democrats that were liberals, and then 2 Republicans that are conservatives. And if you were keeping score, it was 4-0, folks. Okay, it was a whitewash every time it took place. And the 2 people who were on the Republican conservative side, one was you, Alan Bergstein.
Right.
Yeah, you did a great job, you know. And the other person was me. And there was no one I would prefer to be with fighting these issues than you. I thought we did a great job. We worked extremely well together.
We can take it on the road.
We can, and it's a standing offer. Any nitwits out there that want to debate these issues, we're ready anytime, anywhere, any place. It's very difficult because we take no prisoners, but your heart will be pulled out. How quickly?
Surgically. Surgically.
Yeah, very quickly. We'll let them see it beating. We'll put it back so there's no permanent damage, and then we'll shake their hand.
We love these people.
Yes,
really,
we do.
There's no such word as hate in my lexicon. But if you remember, we challenged Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Right.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz went to the extent of having the debate canceled by Hadassah.
That's right.
She pulled strings way at the top of Hadassah, and she didn't have to meet us. It's too bad that we didn't, because we would have destroyed her.
That's right. I forgot about that when they got canceled by Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the Hadassah people and all of that.
Picture of Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Oh, Mozart has not only a picture, it is his cover of his album.
Do they know he's an artist?
They know, yeah.
Can I say it again?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry?
You didn't listen to
I
the
was
show
out
before you
to
got
the city hall, Boca City
You
Hall.
were busy working?
Not working, volunteering.
Well, that's work, isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Mark, that's not working. That's making a big echo.
It's making it.
Yeah, huge echo. No, it's picking my voice up and then making it like we're inside a can.
Okay.
We got to shut that off. Okay. It's so sensitive, that mic. For the listening and viewing audience, we have cameras and computers and food and what is this? Radio for your eyes. We have radio for your eyes. We have all kinds of stuff going on. And we were testing a particular very sensitive mic that made me sound like I was inside a can. And we don't want that to happen. So that's sorted out. That sounds a lot better. Go ahead.
Okay. No,
Yeah, that's problem solved.
No, we have
What was it?
the Malik queued up with a 90% Muslim.
Oh.
And we also have Galloway, and we also have the other two clips.
Okay. Well, here's what we want to do this hour for the listeners and viewers. 21 after 5 o'clock, We're here until 6 o'clock. Now it's back. That echoes. That thing is picking it up. You got an on-off on that by any chance?
It's the same mic as doing.
Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Anyway, we're here till 6 o'clock, and we're going to have a good time in our final hour today, hour 98 before November 6th, 7 o'clock. We don't care about the West Coast because then the thing's going to be known by 7 o'clock.
Oh, wait a
we'll
second.
know.
You're talking about 98 hours before the election?
Oh, we never told you what 98 meant. Yes.
Oh, I got that.
When we started the show at 3 o'clock, it was 100 hours until 7 p.m. Tuesday night.
I'm smarter than I look.
I thought it was bottles of beer on the wall, but I was wrong.
98.6.
There it is, 98.6. And right now we're winding down. It's hour 97. And we'll be back on the air Monday, and we'll count down from there. But what we want to do is, you two guys, both of you, we're in a commercial with Alan West. We know about that, and you told us about it. We don't need to go through it or anything. Did you ever find that by any chance?
The Alan West commercial,
Yeah.
no.
What does it say? Give us the gist of it, and then I'm going to bring a caller on to discuss something. Go ahead.
The commercial with Alan West?
Yeah.
If I recall which one it was a bunch of veterans.
There were two. There were two in which veterans were featured, and the one that has Alan Bergstein and me in it. We were mute at the end, and we were just Alan West was between us, and we were smiling and looking stupid, and that was
normal.
That was
That was your normal walk.
that was the end of that, and that
it.
was really the epitome of our fame.
You were eye
Which is
candy.
weird.
You were senior eye candy for Alan.
Okay.
Well, we got a little problem with Alan. Okay, caller, are you there? Caller, Roger, are you there?
Gonna me?
Hey, there you are, Roger. Tell us the problem that Alan has right now, because there's a bunch of friends of Alan and two guys that were in one of his commercials. Just as briefly as you can, tell us what's going on.
Oh, well, first off, okay, Ahmed Badir, okay, is sending out an email to all of his Muslim friends, okay, and me, that he's calling upon them to help defeat Alan West. He's calling Alan West the biggest Muslim basher in Congress. All right, so we really need to combat what Ahmed Badir is doing, okay? In that email, he says, I believe, that being Ahmed Badir believes, this is the most important race in the country, this is all in capital letters, for our community. So, Mr. Badir seems to feel that the community is not the American community or a community in any particular area, Broward County or Brevard County or Palm Beach County. The community is the Muslim community. And this is their best chance to defeat this bigot and kick him out of Congress. So we really need to combat this type of an effort. And I can't think of any people that are better to combat this than Tom Trento, Alan Bernstein. I was there for those debates, okay, and it was like a tag team. You guys were like professional wrestlers. Tom Trento, you would pounce on the opposition and just blow them away with facts, and then you would slap Alan Bernstein on the hand, and he would dive off the top rope and crush him. Okay,
That's pretty good.
It was a hands-down blowout. You guys most certainly did win that those debates. Okay, I was there for two of them out of the four, and unquestionably, they really just didn't argue with any facts. You just blew them right out of the water. So we need to do that with Ahmed Badir now, because it seems that this snake just raises his head up and then ducks back into his hole. He won't talk to me anymore. He always told me that I could call him any time and we could discuss anything.
Who was that?
He liked me.
Ahmed Badir.
Ahmed Badir.
Yeah,
Ahmed Badir.
we ran into Roger does work with the United West, and back in June, I think, a group of us, 25 of us or so, went to a Muslim conference for 3 days. And Roger got in and became friendly with Ahmed Badir, and they had a nice friendship. And Ahmed won't talk to him anymore. But on point, all right, Roger, thanks for the introducing this. I'm going to have you can.
Pleasure. Okay, thanks for being Tom Trento and doing
Yeah,
what
no problem.
you, Alan Bernstein.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys saw the picture there. what I want to do is have you address that, and we want to expand on this Islamic problem right now politically, and identify the support for the Democratic Party. It's absurd, and we have some undercover footage and audio we're going to show you in a second that has never been seen. We're going to reveal it here, but our controller, our engineer, raised an interesting point. What was that point?
Well, actually, it was somebody called.
Oh.
A caller called and wanted to know, does 100 hours to go include daylight savings?
Come on!
Oh, yeah.
Give me a break.
Oh, busted,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
just picky.
So just remember, when we restart on Monday, you're going to
We
have
gotta
to
go
get
back.
Really
accurate
fall
hourage.
forward, leap ahead.
This is called the literary license to metaphorically, hyperbole, kind of speak in big themes. How's that? What does that mean?
Grammatically, you mean?
It was 100 hours, but that does actually throw it off a bit.
Yeah.
Does it make it more or less? We spring
We're
ahead
gonna,
and
we're gonna
fall
extra
behind.
have one more hour.
So it's
Yeah.
101 hours,
It's
right?
101.
101 hours on the wall, 101 hours. Okay.
To
Your
add
thoughts?
to add to the confusion, I'll lend you my artistic license.
Oh, well, thank you. And you will do that at the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
It's Tom Trento, TrentoVision.tv, WNN 1470. For those of you driving in the car and say, what the heck's going on? Is that a party? It's a party with a purpose. Let me put it that way. We are activists. Our goal is to defeat President Barack Obama. We make no bones about that. There are people doing what we do on the other side of the fence. We just do it better. We will win on November 6th. There will be a new president. We're very concerned about the 57 days between the 6th and January 20th and the havoc that can be wreaked and met upon this republic by the president, but we'll be around to help you through that. You guys, comment on Alan West. We want to show you a couple of things. Then I want to hear about your day at the at City Hall.
With this Ahmed Badir, he wants Alan West defeated at the polls. He does not say why. He calls him a bigot. I'd like to know what Alan West has ever said, what he has implied that indicates he's a bigot. Ahmed Badir is the chairman, of course, of the Council on American Islamic Relations. That's an organization that has been condemned by the federal government as basically an agent of the terrorists. They're Muslim Brotherhood inspired. I want to know what Muslim country Ahmed Badir could point to and say, this is the country that I want. This is the democracy that I want in this country.
Well, he actually did do that.
Did
And
he
we do
really?
have an image of the country that he wants to have. And I'll
Yeah,
pull it.
one modification. He was the key guy, one of the key guys with CARE. When the government was going to bounce CARE, he had a very tight relationship with the FBI. They gave him a heads up. He jumped out of CARE and he started an organization called United Voices for America. So it's just a phony baloney brotherhood offshoot group. That's what he does now. And he's accused, Alan, you got that?
Yeah, it's up right now.
It's coming up. You can see it at home. And what it is a picture of him. I don't see it yet. Why don't you explain it to the radio audience?
Well, it's a picture of Alan West, and the caption says, "Stop,
West?
Alan West, donate now."
Oh, no, we see that. That one was up.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were bringing Badir up in Egypt.
Oh yeah, I was getting it.
Oh, okay. We don't need it right now, but Ahmed Badir, went to Cairo, Egypt, February of 2011, and participated in the overthrow of Mubarak.
I got it right here.
He participated in the overthrow of Mubarak, and he's the guy right now. Is anybody listening? He participated in the revolution in Egypt, overthrew a friend of the United States, overthrew a friend of Israel. He has the audacity to challenge a combat war hero regarding his commitment and integrity to the United States of America. Not only did he go to Cairo, Egypt, Ahmed Badir, when he came back, guess where he went twice?
Tripoli?
No, the White House.
The White House.
Yeah.
He went into the White House twice on returning from Cairo, Egypt, participating in the revolution against a friend of the United States, Hosni Mubarak.
Now he's
Well-
also the spokesperson for Sami al-Arian. And
There he is. And,
right there.
If you're looking, he's standing in Tahrir Square on a cell phone, waving his Egyptian flag February 2011. And this idiot has the audacity to challenge Alan West. What's America?
Okay,
You
well,
can do
I would
that.
like to make a point here, you guys, which is not only is this guy an idiot, obviously, and yes, he did participate in the revolution against the friend of the United States, but so did the President of the United States.
Well, that's
in
true.
fact, the President of the United States instigated
That's true.
the whole affair.
Okay.
So
You get a pass,
you can't
Ahmed.
bust a citizen for doing
Yeah.
what the
Okay.
President himself
Good point.
set into motion.
Well, we do have another issue too up in Orlando, and this kind of ties into the whole Ahmed Badir thing and the whole Muslim Brotherhood enclave that's here in Florida.
Involved in politics.
Involved, heavily involved in politics. We referenced it earlier in the last hour, but this is quite important. There's a person by the name of Imam Muhammad Musri, who was the faith-based Islamic faith-based advisor to Charlie Crist and to Governor Scott for a period of time. Now, understanding this is the number one advisor to the governor of the state of Florida about Islamic issues in the state of Florida. Now, back in 2009, the former Florida Security Council, which became the United West, caught Mr. Musri holding a Hamas fundraiser with a gentleman by the name of George Galloway in his mosque. Okay, and now we also have we have a little clip of that. It's a 1 minute clip, and we'll just show you what happened on that.
Play that, and then I'll put all this together.
Whatever we brought, we will give tomorrow, inshallah, at 10 o'clock in the morning. We will give all our vehicles, our keys, our aid, our money to Ismail Haniyeh, the elected Prime Minister of Palestine. I personally am about to break the sanctions on the elected government of Palestine. We're giving this money now to the government of Palestine. And if I could, I would give them 10 times, 100 times more.
This is George Galloway in Gaza.
Some of my friends have to give this money to charities because they need receipts and it's not practical to do it here. There's more money coming in for my friends. Here is the money. This is not charity. This is not charity. This is not charity. This is politics.
All right, let me explain this, because we're starting to fight the clock a little bit here, ladies and gentlemen. And these are huge issues. Tom Trento, Trento Vision. We have the team here: Mark, CJ. We have Alan and Mort, two local activists. We're going to get into some of their activism in a minute, but we're introducing a very deadly and dangerous component to the political process here in the United States. It's an effort by the Muslim Brotherhood to implement their civilization jihad by using our systems, our laws, and our way of life against us. And what we're discussing now is a Muslim Brother leader, one of the national leaders who's met with the president and all the Democrat leaders and all of this. Ahmed Badir lives in Tampa, was on the Human Rights Council in Tampa, Florida, runs a phony baloney Muslim Brotherhood front group called United Voices. And he is now running a campaign to stop and defeat Alan West, Congressman Alan West, who's our congressman in this district right here, 22. Now running in a different district, as we know, but everyone here, I think he was our congressman, everyone in this room, except Mark, who's up in Orlando. So we have a Muslim brother trying to defeat a true American patriot. Well, we just added another layer here of an investigation that the United West did back in June of 2009. Mark and a couple of others went into Imam Musri's mosque in Orlando, went right in, set up cameras, videotaped them, George Galloway, who is a member of the United Kingdom, a Parliament member, MP of the United Kingdom, raising money for Hamas, which is illegal, in a mosque headed up by Imam Mohammed Musri.
And I have a 30-second clip of that, of him actually doing that, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, real quick, because we're getting pushed here.
Barack Obama's the most popular politician in the whole world. He may be the smartest president you ever had.
Obama he's talking about.
He knows the importance of changing the paradigm. He knows that he has to change that paradigm. And I believe that President Obama can see that clearly. Now the United States has a chance to be loved in the world, has a chance to be a global citizen of honor in the world. Now is the time. Here is the place. It's not now when. It's not under Obama when.
Okay, that was Member of Parliament, 2009, June. Member of Parliament George Galloway illegally raising money in a mosque in Orlando under the auspices of Imam Mohammed Musri. Get all this straight. That was June 9th, I believe, 2009. A month earlier, the middle of May, Mark and a few of our guys were in the mosque in Orlando in June 2009. May of 2009, I was at UCI, University of California at Irvine. About 10 of us and 700 Muslims in a room where George Galloway spoke on his tour. And we heard the same speech, basically, but not the fundraising part. And it was an ode, an homage to Obama. He's the smartest guy that's ever walked the face of the earth. He's the guy to save the West. He's the guy to save America. He's going to make us, America, a global citizen. That was 3 years ago right now. Well, capping out the story, the video that Mark and the others shot was the FBI was very interested in it. They took it, held on to it for about a year, and then all of a sudden, George Galloway's not allowed back in the United States of America. He lost his bid for re-election. He was banned from coming back into America because we were following him around, and he was supposed to be at an event in California, and he doesn't show up. He Skypes in. Then we find out he's banned. Then he goes to another district and gets re-elected in England. So he's now a member of Parliament once again. His buddy, Mohammed Musri, just wrote a check to whom, Mark?
The Barack Obama Campaign Fund, 2012, and wrote the maximum amount of $3,000. Now, normally what these guys do, they actually write a check to one party, another party. No, this guy, he did not do that. He wrote the $3,000 check for the Obama Re-Election Committee. The Muslims, and we have the little clip with Malik, a 5-second clip of Malik, that really tie up the whole story.
Let me set that one up. But here's the pieces. Why are we doing all of this? We're saying the Muslim Brotherhood has their tentacles into the politics of Florida. They need Barack Obama reelected to expand the Arab Spring into the Middle East, and they need to surround Israel. The end game is the destruction of Israel, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any common sense, go to the the United West website. Look at the videos. Look at the investigative work we've done on this. It's a stated plan by the Brotherhood. It's being worked out. These are not the nice Muslims that all of us know. There's nice Muslims that are concerned about America. We're not talking about them. We're talking about Muslim Brotherhood leaders committed to the destruction of America. One of them we met back in June, and he is a leader of the Dar al-Hijra Mosque, which is called the a terrorist mosque where Anwar al-Awlaki was and a whole bunch of terrorists are. And he is the head of outreach for it, Johari Malik. And we kind of got into a conversation with him, and we kind of videotaped him, and we kind of audio taped him, like we do. And here's a little bit of it.
Lines up most ideologically with the Islamic thing.
Do you want to know what the rhetoric I think is going to be? The rhetoric is going to be to vote party line Democratic for the Muslims.
Really? Why?
You tell me why.
This has never been seen before, this footage.
The Muslim community? Well,
This is a notion about saying the Republican Party has fallen under the spell of a radical, right-wing, anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, right?
Romney?
No.
That's me. You're talking about me.
No. The Republican Party. And so the issue has been in a very unsophisticated way. And the last election, to say, vote party line Democrat.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, and he said vote
Party line Democrat. So we actually pressed him further on this issue, and he said 90% of the Muslims.
No, he said 93%, and he said what 100% will say they're voting for Democrats, but he said 5, 6, 7% are the wealthy guys. They're voting for Romney. He said they're going to go vote their pocketbook.
Right.
So the bottom line, I got to wrap this up.
The bottom line is all this Muslim vote, all this Muslim hatred is going straight to the Democrat Party and straight to anything they can do to take out all Republicans everywhere. So that they're lining up lockstep in with the. And this is an authority. This is not some
this is a big
wingnut. This is a very high guy.
This is a big dude in the. He was with. Alamudi. Remember Alamudi when he was with Alamudi? Was supposed to go on that trip, decided not to go. Would have been busted with Alamudi. That's a whole. We're going to do a show on that. A quick comment. Couple of quick comments, and I want to get back to you guys.
Two things I want to remind people of. First of all, the Arab Americans at the Democrat convention. We saw them booing when they had the resolution to put Jerusalem back in. Okay. And the second thing is, we already talked about, when we were at the debate and we were speaking to the political reporter from Al Jazeera.
Yes.
And we had that conversation with him where
presidential debate the other night.
Yeah, the presidential debate, the third presidential debate, the foreign policy one. And we had a conversation with the representative from Al Jazeera who explained to us why it is that the Muslim Americans have switched from the Republican Party to the Democrat Party, and he said it didn't have anything to do with money or discrimination. It all was about Israel.
And the whole point
all about Israel.
And the whole point of all this effort is this is Activism Friday. We're showing what activism can do, and this is individuals doing this. Tom.
And the takeaway for those of you listening and watching, if you're a Jewish person, and there's a few of you in Palm Beach County and Broward and in our listening area,
500,000,
500,000, which within the range of this radio station, and you got to look at this stuff and see the Brotherhood is using you to help surround Israel and destroy Israel. And I know many of you don't care if a piece of dirt were destroyed. You're more Democrats than you are Zionists in many respects. But some of you dig down inside where you have Jewish blood flowing and recognize the essential requirement right now in the West to maintain, from a national security perspective, if nothing else, a sound, strong Israel with the United States having no daylight between them. You two guys, quick comments on that. Then I want to move into the crazy stuff you're doing.
Okay, Jewish involvement. J Street, which is a Jewish radical leftist organization, is sponsored by George Soros and Palestinian and radical Arab money. And you also have to understand that Patrick Murphy, who's running against Alan West, is supported heavily by Arab money because one of his top officials is a Muslim, one of the wealthiest kids in the world, was graduated with him from Lawrenceville Academy in up north. And the money is there. So Alan West is running against Arab money. J Street is being, a Jewish organization is supported by Muslim groups. So what we're doing is, well, basically we're looking to our own defeat and vote Republican.
I mean, easily. Go ahead and then want to get into this.
Good. And what you're listening to from all the Muslim Brotherhood and all those, no matter what they call themselves, if they are Islamo nutcases, what you're listening to is what they call taqiyya. And that means that according to their religion, they're not only permitted, but they're obligated to say anything and do anything to further the cause of Islam. And all this is, Alan West is the number one target here because he's the most effective. And what you're listening to is taqiyya. And I'm afraid to say that listening to the Muslim Brotherhood and listening to President Obama is precisely the same thing. It's tequila.
They're singing from the same song book, so to speak. That video came out pretty good. We got to do
No,
we got to do a show on that. Yeah.
No, we do. We've been saving it because, well, for a couple reasons, but
We had several recorders going, and then we had that hidden camera going, which wasn't too hidden.
too hidden.
Hidden
Called
with
an
a-
iPhone.
Yeah, hidden with a wine glass. Yeah, but whatever. We'll get the shot. We'll get the shot one way or the other. All right. You came in here. You weren't the happiest camper on the face of the earth about an hour ago. Where were you, and what's going on?
To make it short, I've been at the Boca Raton City Hall, which is early voting at Boca Raton from last Saturday to this morning, and again tomorrow morning, which is the last day of early voting. I've been there for about 5-6 hours a day in the sun, taking torments, ridicule, and barbs of hate from the radical leftist Jews, basically, who know nothing and think they know everything. They're basically robots. They are Jewish umbilical cord Democrats. They will vote for the Democrat no matter what. And our job is to get out and in numbers. And I prophesize, I wrote a piece today that's out with BizPac Review, that the Jewish vote in Florida will be 50-50. Enough to turn.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. Enough to turn
50-50.
Florida into the
I
Republican.
might lose my $5 bet.
50.
I hope I got a
Who
$5.
did you bet?
Oh, I bet.
We can't say.
I
We
can't say who I bet, but I bet I took the 60 and over on the Jewish bet.
Oh, no, it's 50-50.
You think it's 50?
They're
So I'm losing $5, huh?
They're very quiet. They will not say anything, but they give me the thumbs up. They give me the salute, and the Jewish vote is 50. It's over. In fact, I wrote today that this may be the landslide election that will turn the Jewish vote away from the Democrats forever. They will say a lightning bolt didn't come and split me in two because I voted for Republicans. Therefore, in the future, I'll vote for the candidate rather than the party. This will break the Democrat hold on the Jewish people.
I'm gonna take another. I'll take a bet with you. I'll take the 50 and over. I'm trying to cover my loss here. I'll take the 50 and over. You take the
I'm not a
50
betting
and
man. What does that mean? That you bet that Jews will vote?
50% or higher, they'll vote for Obama.
You're saying 51%.
51%.
It's a $5 bet.
Okay.
Okay, all
there
right,
it is.
all right,
On the
okay.
air. We
Better
got it.
a dinner at Ruth Chris.
Oh, now you're hurting me. I will buy that dinner. I will buy.
If you're not a betting man, that's.
I'm
The-
only, I'm only getting $5.
Okay. Now they're spitting and yelling and whatever they were doing because you were holding up the sign that we held up.
And I
earlier.
have this T-shirt that says "I am a Jew," and speaking as a Jew, I say that I am against Obama, and this is heresy. This is going against their God. They have abdicated their religion. Their religion now is the Democrat Party, but those are very, very few. The New York Times readers, the Washington Post readers, the Sun Sentinel readers. But I guarantee you that the Jewish vote is going to carry Florida.
I just know how hard-headed Jews are, so I'm going to go with the hard-headed factor there.
Well,
So-
wrong.
Alan, were you able to get in any extended conversations with anybody?
Well, you can't. I mean, it's like taking a brick wall and taking a toothbrush and rubbing it away at that
It's that
brick
hard
wall.
head thing you were talking
That's
about.
right. That's what I'm talking
But
about.
what I'm doing there is I'm not there to fight people. I'm there to show support for those Jews who were going against basically their age-old wisdom of voting for Democrats. I want them to see a Jew standing up. I'm wearing my army hat. I'm a veteran. I'm carrying my sign. And I stand there and I look them right in the eye. And they nod to me, and they wink to me, and they salute to me, and they hold up their thumbs. They're afraid to speak out, because if they do speak out and someone in their community, I don't care if it's Boca West or Kings Point, they will be thrown out of their card game and into the pool. So they're frightened. But they want to see support from me. I give them support, the lone wolf. And that's what I'm doing.
You are a one-man wrecking
One-man
ball.
wrecking crew, right?
And you know what's happening? They're all gonna vote for Romney. You Jewish people are really gonna listen to this. You're gonna vote for Romney, but then they got to tell all their friends. Nah,
I voted for Obama.
But
Right?
they got to carry that through. Oh, I'm so upset. Oh, I'm so bad. I hate this. Oh, he won. But sooner or later it's gonna come out. Yeah, CJ.
I would just like to say I've known these two gentlemen almost since I moved to Florida. And it's a great honor and a privilege to be here with you.
I'll
and
ditto
to
that.
Work with
I'll ditto
you,
that.
at all the events that we do together, and I just have so much respect for the activism that you both do, but also just your real mention, the two of you, and you're cute and you're funny also.
Thank you,
You're
Mort.
cute and you're funny. Have you been in line like him? What are you doing for your country?
Yeah, what are you doing? What have you done,
are you
lately?
doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What I've done lately is show up here,
That's right. For 3 hours.
and that's the best thing.
Yes, yes,
Good,
yes.
good.
Mort
If
is,
somebody
Mort is my hero.
He is amazing.
He's truly amazing.
If somebody, we're getting to the close here in a minute. If somebody wants to do what you're doing, how do people get in touch with you?
I'll give them my phone number. Or better yet,
No,
let them.
yeah.
No.
Are you listening? Are you listening, Ahmed? No. My email is PET like the animal, Peter Easy Thomas, FA Frank Abel, and the numerical 4 at AOL. That's PET, Peter Easy Thomas Frank Abel, and the numerical 4 at AOL. And I'd be more than happy to have you stand with me tomorrow morning or Tuesday, and at a secret location, and we'll do our thing.
All right, let's go around. We'll start with you. No, 30 seconds. Who's going to win and why?
Okay, Romney's going to win because there has to be some justice in the universe, and we all need a break. Okay, it just has to happen. This president has been an absolute catastrophe for this country, and I think the citizens of this country recognize that and will correct the mistake that they made in 2008. I believe that they will.
Mr. Bergstein.
Mitt Romney will win because people have taken this 4 years. They've been serious about it. They see that there's 43 million unemployed. The Jewish people whose kids went to the best colleges, finished number one in their class, they're unemployed. They're living at home. They see the best medical care that we've ever had in the world going to go into the toilet. They're doomed. They're getting less than 1% interest on their savings now. They're living on their pensions. And to the Jewish teachers who are retired, who are pro-Obama, listen, your pension and my pension are invested in capitalist corporations. Our pensions are not invested in Acorn. They're not invested in SEIU. They're not invested in charities. They're invested in AT&T. They're invested in big corporations. So if you vote for Barack Obama, you're voting to divest your own pensions of their security. Vote
Great point,
George.
man.
Vote Mitt Romney.
What a great point.
Wow. As the resident artist for this group, can you see that?
Yeah, I'll bring it closer.
Okay, I'll
put it like above where
That's okay. As the resident artist, I'll take my pen, and I'll bring this Obama administration to a close.
There it is, right there. We got to say what it says. It's read it. Read. We got
It
listeners too.
says, if Obama wins, we the people, we lose. And it shows a radical Islamo whatever shredding the Constitution through the Sharia shredder. And that's the way it is. If Obama wins, we lose.
Okay. Well said. 30 seconds, Mark.
Yeah, we have to get out there and vote in massive numbers, and the only way we're going to win this thing is going to be in a landslide, because this election's anyway close. There's going to be such massive cheating and fraud going on; it'll make your head spin. So you have to get everybody out there. This is not this is a pile on time, so we have to pile on.
Good.
Okay, and I'll close the show by saying I think Barack Obama will win. And
I was going to do that, but I changed my mind.
all these arrows are coming at me. No. The scientific poll we've taken is that there are more Mitt Romney signs and more Mitt Romney bumper stickers and more Mitt Romney people on the corners every place we go. So I have to conclude that Mitt Romney will indeed win. Florida will determine it. It'll be done around 7 o'clock, 97 hours, give or take daylight savings time from now. But thank you, everybody. It's been wonderful having you here, guys. On Monday, we have Dr. Jeff Zipper coming in. That's going to be a rockin' and rollin' time. And then on Tuesday, we're gonna do coverage. We're going to have people covering the state, sending us video feeds in. So we'll have our own little coverage
and
right
from around
here.
the country, too.
And then Wednesday, from around the country. And then Wednesday, we will have a party, a victory party here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Work real hard. Tom Trento, TrentoVision.tv, saying goodbye for everybody.
Love you and
else.
vote.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Trento Vision, where bad ideas get pulverized and the truth will set you free. Tom Trento can be reached at 561-319-5533 or tom@trentovision.tv. And tune in again weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1470 WNN. The opinions